Welcome back to Irish Outlaw Garage. We're going to continue to build. I already got all the parts in. Got everything I could possibly think of that I need for this motor. Except, she went and, has a bunch of vertical scoring, which is perfect. But there's vertical scoring and there's some places in here because the car sat. Be caught. Piston sits in the cylinder long enough, that condensation will sit there and it'll rust because there's no oil movement. And that's what we got here. It's like rust holes. It's the cylinder's got pizza face. Does that make sense? Maybe it's a Gen X thing, because apparently nobody gets that anymore. Got the hone, the dreaded hone that nobody should use. Now, some people like to use oil, which I think it's not smart, in my opinion. And I've used a couple different things. I've used WD-40, I've used other lubricants, cutting agent oils, you name it, I've used it. So far, the best thing I've ever seen to be able to be used with this and or my dingle ball hose, which is my finishing hose, PV Blaster. This stuff works fantastic when you're running your hose. You really don't want to have to run this, okay? Irish Outlaw Garage being completely honest with you right now. Don't follow me on this, because this can warp your cylinder, literally. So then, you're shit out of luck. I just want to get let's just say, let's clean her up a little bit. Shave it for the day. Make sense? Okay. Make your shit. Spray it up in there. Get it all in the cylinder, just like that. Don't take a lot, just so it'll run around. Then, yes, it's messy. This motor is going to be cleaned up. You must spray your stones, just like that. I just got it all over my phone. Yeah, get over there. There we go. Spray the stones. Get it in there. I should have done this before, but anyway, spray this in there. Good and lubed. Squeeze this in. Just get it in there so it's the balance. The counterbalances are under the cylinder, because if you don't, you may pop out and then you're messing up and scoring out the top. Not a good idea. So I'm gonna run this at decent speed. Pick the speed you feel comfortable with. Move it in and out. Nice, easy strokes. Not that big a deal. Hear that? I did that completely wrong. I didn't do that. Didn't happen. This ain't for everybody. I've been doing it for years. Matter of fact, I probably built, with this stone hone itself, I probably built 25, 26 motors. Hear that at the opening there? Yeah. That's the bad spot. But you gotta make sure you stay very, very planed out, okay? Keep it as straight as you can. Because this is literally doing the exact same thing that when you take it into a shop, a machine shop, and they do it. Not as aggressive, but it's doing the same thing. And don't ever think that you can just do this, even though people have, including me, I've done it, but don't ever think you can just do this, stick a piston in with the rings. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. It's not really built for that. Never has. But this was the way to do it back in the day. I mean, you had to know something was right. So, anyway, let me get you in here. So, yeah. Let me show you what I'm dealing with. Look at that. Oh, my light fell off. There it is. Look at that. See all that? It's not as pronounced as you would think. I think I can run this stone on here. Again, this isn't the right way, which I hardly ever do. And, it's fine if you want to do it this way. Just don't blame me, okay? Don't blame me. That's from letting it sit for too long, because damn, I'm going to get to that someday. Let's you know, I'm gonna run that in there a couple more times. The rest of these are okay. This one had a little bit of vertical score right there, but guess what? I ran this through there about, I don't know, 10 times, and now she's ready for a ball home. People spend too much time nowadays. Oh my God, it's gotta be perfect. You know what? This motor will last another 70,000 miles, probably longer, because, you know, I changed the damn oil. It's gonna be fine. I guarantee you. I guarantee. If this motor ain't right when I'm done, you know, just purr, I'll eat my hat. Too many people are worried about perfection. It don't need to be perfect. Get it together, take care of it, use the proper lubricants, a good oil filter, and change your damn oil. This thing will last a long time. And do not let it sit. Even if you're not going to be driving it, say a week or two or a month or whatever, go out and start it and let it run. Let it get its bearings in, everything wet with oil, including the cylinders. Pour stable down the damn thing. Pour Marvel down the damn thing. Anything to keep this shit from rusting. This is a problem, but it's going to be fine. Dummy run this hone a few more times, and then I'll get the ball hone out. And if you haven't watched one of the other videos, I'll show you that too. Okay. So, what happened when my camera decided to shut off and not beep or do anything is I had already been through everything with my stone hone, and by the way, that thing was done. The last hole I did, number 8, number 4, was on this side. She was junk. She was done. So in the trash she went. Time for a new one. Again, I don't recommend anybody do that with the stone hone. I was taught by my dad, who was taught in the military. That's all they had, you know, back in the Air Force during the Korean War. That's all they had. That's what they used. Whenever they had to hurry up and rebuild a Jeep or an airplane cylinder or whatever, that's what they used. But I've already been through them with my old ball hone. You know, I don't even remember the grit. You don't need a big bucket of this to dump your crap in if you want to. Just spray it on. I usually worked in a hurry, so it didn't matter. The only thing I can say is make sure you start this thing before you put it in. And then keep it going, long, steady strokes. Just put the thing in there. Yeah. Just like that. That's 10. 1, 2, 10. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna work on this cylinder a little bit more. Well, that's pretty clean. Yeah, that ain't good. Not really. Why is this thing not? I don't know why this stuff works better. Whatever. Well, this damn drill. I'm gonna spray these down with some super clean. This stuff seems to do the best job. What? Think I got some kind of fancy hair dryer? No. this is the faster you dry it, the more chance of flash rust you have in your cylinder. So I gotta put this down and get some WD-40 or some stable or something in there. I can't believe this thing ran. It worked. Completely saturated in WD-40. W, water, D, displacement. 40, whatever. But she's completely covered, top, bottom, in the cylinders, everything. Good and clean. You know, you put the, I go through so much WD-40 that I should be like, you know, maybe sponsored by them or something, because I literally go through 10 cans doing an engine. I use it for everything. I don't use oil to put my engines together. I use WD-40 and this stuff. Just in case you ain't see melon. That right there. That's all I use. Sometimes I'll use the stuff that comes with comp cams or, you know, whatever stuff they send with it. And I use a zinc additive, obviously, for startup. But, you know, that's that. Cleaned up. Now I got to get these heads cleaned up and we'll start putting some heads together, huh? So, done 3 already. Basically, I'm just cleaning them. Clean them with some brake clean. Take you a half clean rag here. And then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put some oil that I got here. It's 30 weight. It's fine. As long as it's got some kind of lubrication in that hole. And just kind of run it in and out. Make sure there's no burrs, nothing like that. Everything seems smooth. Get our special comp cams umbrella. And that's awesome. They flow really good. Keeper on the spring. We're going to throw that on like this, and it will not sit on that valve. It is too tall. So I got this thing as open as it can be, and you put it in the chamber to get this across the top of that keeper like that. So it's across the keeper, and then I'm going to pull back on it. Oh, see? Right there, that's kind of a bitch. We'll try that again. Just get that thing over the top of it, hold it on there. I'm gonna pull it to the center, so it's in the center of the valve. This is on top of the keeper, and then we're gonna start going like this. Crank her down, and it takes everything this thing has. If I can get one in, which I just did, and get the other one in, and this second one's kind of a if you just take it and have a little patience. See that? That was almost my fingers. That's what I get. That is what I get. Boom. In there. Unlock. There. There's that. Then what I always like to do is I'll take my hammer, tap the top of the valve, and make sure that that keeper and that lock is good and seated. Just like that. You don't beat the out of it, but just make sure it's in there good. So the heads are done. They're right there. And that leaves, I need to have it cleaned up and get the cam bearings in. Well, guess what? Cam tool there, cam bearings are in. Yeah, it's on the dirty floor. This is not, it's not, I'm gonna clean it more, okay? Got the cam bearings in. They're a little bit of a bugger on a 304 or an AMC engine because the oil journal is up on the side here. It's not right directly, you know, under here like any other smart thing where you can just shine a light and set them. You literally got to go in, and I'll show you with the front one. You literally got to get them in with that oil hole perfectly centered with this journal in here. But again, I'm not showing you how I do that because as simple as it seems like it should be for a, you know, they do it at a machine shop, like that's entry-level stuff right there at a machine shop. Well, if you screw that up, you're done. You're gonna ruin your bump stick, you're gonna ruin everything. So I'd rather you not learn from me how I do it. I'd rather you go to a professional and ask them. I've done it a million times, but I'm not showing you. It's just how it is. But anyway, I have no problem getting these blocks on the ground. It's my old fat picking them back up and putting them in there. So I'm gonna try, but if I can't, then I'm gonna have to wait till somebody gets home. That's just how it is. And then while I'm doing that, I can start cleaning up all the other stuff. Guys, all I gotta do is put things back together. Clean the pistons up. That's it. I got everything here. I'm just gonna clean the pistons up, stick the cam in first. Always stick the cam in first, because that way you can get your hands down in there and guide her in there correctly. And we'll get to that stuff. I got to put the freeze plugs in, rebuild the oil pump again, because I'm sure it's full of crap since the whole motor was full of metal. I don't know how, but whatever. So take care. Well, folks, this is why you clean up good. Let me show you something right here. Yes, that is bad. Look at the top of that piston. Right here. She's bad. Bad, bad, bad. So, guess what? Guess what? That means I'm buying new pistons. Great.